These are the hills of Kampala, and right now they're alive with the sound of Kaylee.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Unsurprisingly, this sort of music and dancing has never been heard or seen before by these children and their teachers. And this is something else that's only rarely experienced in a classroom here, a lesson that's interactive and creative. These cultural and educational encounters have been planned by Susan Webb from Hertfordshire.
There's a very fine line between excitement and being terrified.
And Andrew Blakey from Edinburgh.
We don't know what the children are used to. We've not had the chance to work with them.
They're in Uganda to find out for themselves what it's like to teach with no electricity, few resources and classes of up to 100. Because that's their prize for winning a national competition. And they both entered willingly. We'll follow Andrew and Suzanne for 3 days at Murembe Primary School in the suburbs of Kampala. We'll find out what advice they can offer to their colleagues in Uganda.
And the hardest thing that I certainly find as a teacher is getting into the habit of always noticing the children that are doing the right thing.
And we'll discover what they can learn from how the school is run and education is delivered.
At the end of the day, it's about partnership between all people involved with educating the children. And the more that we can work closer together with parents, with the children, with other stakeholders, and surely the better the experience will be for the children.
Along the way, we'll see them being stretched in a number of unexpected ways, and occasionally being shocked.
Quite surprising.
Very startling.
The competition invited teachers to submit ideas for a lesson they could deliver in Uganda. The two winning entries were markedly different, but based on the same theme of cultural exchange. Suzanne's lesson, entitled My Life in a Bag, began with her class of Year 5 and 6 pupils at Roundwood Primary in Harpenden.
I've asked you to bring in some different things that you think the children in Kampala might be interested to find out about, things that explain to them what your life is like in the UK. So open them up, have a look and see what you can find inside. Millie, what's going to go in your bag? You've got some interesting things in front of you.
It's a picture of my old house where I used to live.
Ah, why are you going to put that in?
Because they might not have houses like this.
OK, what's different about the UK that means I would need to have windows in our houses?
Because of the cold weather.
Well, because there is cold weather. Well done. Layla, what's going to go in your bag?
A picture of me and my brother.
Fab. So family. So maybe we can start comparing different families, how many brothers and sisters people have got. Lovely. So that's Layla and Layla's younger brother. How many of you have brothers and sisters? Put up your hand if you have younger brothers or older brothers and sisters. Michael, how about you?
I think I should put in a picture of me skiing because they might not have never seen snow before and stuff.
They may never have seen it before. Lovely. This is not in the UK. This is in Switzerland, I think. So you ski down like this, go down the mountains, and you travel up on cable cars, which take you to the top of the mountain, and then you ski back down.
I'm putting a photo of one of my favourite hobbies, Warhammer, which are little models which you paint and you play battles with.
The boys thought that you might like to see a picture of Callum playing with his Warhammers. It's a strategy game.
I'm going to put in some sticker and football cards because it's my hobby.
What do my children like to do? What hobbies have they got?
They like football.
Which football teams have you seen in the bags?
Manchester United.
Chelsea. Liverpool. They count.
Certainly coming from not knowing the children at all, not knowing about their experiences or their expectations, it seems that a common language is football. Their hesitancy to start with was something that surprised me. But they're exceptionally polite. They're not necessarily used perhaps to talking together academically, maybe socially. They didn't necessarily want to share their ideas. They were quite sort of private in having a look and looking at things. And then the more they saw, the more they then saw similarities between some of the bags and wanted then to discuss what they'd found. Whistle is very good.
Andrew has resisted calling his lesson My Life in a Bagpipe. It's all about Scottish music and dance. which, as this school video shows, is alive and kicking amongst his pupils at Edinburgh's Blackhall Primary. He now wants to bring Kaylee to Kampala as part of a culture swap.
You're going to tell us about things which are special to you in Uganda and times when you share those things, okay?
Independence Day.
Independence Day, right, okay. What do you celebrate there?
We celebrate it because it's a day when Uganda got its independence.
Ah, National Women's Day. On National Women's Day, what happens?
Women don't work.
Women don't work? Okay. Do they have parties and celebrations?
Yes.
Where?
No?
In the street?
Any place.
Any place. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go outside. All of us are going to go together and we're going to learn a dance from Scotland. And it's just all about having fun, to celebrate and enjoy yourself. Now we need to make sure we've all got one person that we're facing. As the music starts, we're going to count to 8 with the music, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, louder. 4, 5. Let's count the numbers. Let them hear you in Kampala. Let them hear you in Scotland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, good. Stop. Right, okay. Now we've got the rhythm, we've got the beat. The dance is now going to be really simple. Give it a big clap. Give it a clap. Right, okay. I'm going to go across here and spin this person once. Right, go once. And you're going to stop. And your teacher is going to come across to the boy and spin him once. And stop. And then both of us are going to do it once in the middle. And stop. And then we keep doing that all the way down the line. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3.
You think it's as good as African dancing?
It might even be better than our dances here. It's not bad, it's really good.
Girl, you go to the girl, spin the girl, you spin the boy.
It may look like Kaylee chaos, but Andrew is pleased with progress after just one lesson.
I think from the point of view of kind of getting the beat and the rhythm, then that was hopefully what I expected, but they're obviously not used to doing this sort of structured dance. Yeah, in 50 minutes we've got Africans doing Kaylee dances and it's fantastic.
Do you think if you actually wore a kilt it might inspire them to greater heights?
Will I inspire them to greater heights, showing even more of these legs on a bit of tartan?
I know.
Who knows?
While Andrew considers his next move, Suzanne distributes single-use cameras to some of her class so they can capture their home life.
As well. But this will help you to be the teachers, okay? For you, some of you to teach my children in my class what your house looks like, what your families are like.
So let's revise now. This is when man made tools out of what? Stones.
Suzanne and Andrew had the opportunity to observe and discuss the usual style of teaching at Marembe School.
Do you teach the same subjects with those classes?
Different subjects.
So which subjects do you teach?
English and SS, social studies.
Do you enjoy going to different classes, or would you prefer to have your own class that you taught everything with?
I prefer to have my own class where I'm free to teach them any lesson I feel like teaching.
That's not a view shared by others, who can see the advantages of having specialist primary teachers.
Do you think it's good for the children to have yourself plus 2 other teachers doing different subjects?
Yes, one teacher becomes monotonous and at times may have a weakness in one area. It is better if so many teachers come in with different interests and collaborate and teach a class.
Okay.
The UK teachers agree that one class and one teacher would be a better practice in Uganda to encourage teachers to get to know the children, which is difficult enough with such large classes and with such a didactic approach.
When you have a class of 100, children can hide. You lose them. In a class of 30, children can hide, and you suddenly realise at the end of the day or the end of the week that you haven't spoken to somebody.
It's a challenge that we all face as teachers, but perhaps more so in Uganda, is learning that as a teacher you don't have to be authoritarian, but that you utilise the skills that other people have as well as your own.
Marembe School opened following an initiative by parents 20 years ago. It's since become a state school and part of a wider cluster of 30 schools. All the schools share this resource centre, one of the few rooms available to them with electricity. It also brings together parents to help provide simple resources they can't afford to buy.
What are we making?
Mat.
Mat. Or to sit on, for the children to sit on, right? Okay.
We're making balls, actually. So we put fabric in the centre, and then we use some of these fibres to go around the outside.
It looks like it's been properly weaved almost, yeah, but yeah, it may take me a bit longer to become proficient at the art, I think. It's a challenge that we're facing in the UK as well, is how to get parents... Oh dear. This one. No, this side. Oh. I mean, I know that parents lead very busy lives, especially those in areas like myself where they're working, hard lives, but parents need to feel that they're involved with their children's education and parents know more about their kids.
I hope that it all stays together, but I'm not quite sure how successful this one will be. It doesn't look quite as good as this, but there's, I think, room for improvement. They have very few PE resources. In fact, between 30 schools, there are just 2 footballs. So making things like this is really, really important for them.
Okay, so right, left, remember just one.
It's day 2 of teaching, and there's noticeable improvement in the dancing, but still no sign of a kilt.
Andrew, so what have we got here? An elite group?
We have our elite group, the ones who volunteered, and the ones who were showing a little bit more promise yesterday when we practiced. We're getting the noises, we're getting the arms in the right places, we're getting dancing and skipping, we're not just walking around the moves.
So there's one thing missing still that could inspire them even further.
Our national dress.
Yes.
Indeed.
Is it going to make an appearance?
Just give us a few minutes, I'm sure we can organise it.
Andrew's entrance arouses bemusement as much as anything, but there's no shortage of young volunteers to try on the tartan.
What do you think?
They're all quite small, aren't they?
Marvellous. Does it make you feel Scottish?
Yes.
Are we ready? Go! Let's go, remember, hands up in the air.
Uganda might once have been ruled by a president who claimed to be King of Scotland, but Kayleigh never made an impact until today.
It's almost like being at home. Woo! Right.
It's part 2 of the Bags of Life lesson, a chance for the Kampala pupils to provide a taste and snapshot of their lives for the children of Harpenden. For Suzanne, there's an early realisation that these pupils are not used to working on their own.
So I'm just writing some questions on the board that might help you with some ideas to put in your letters. What's your best?
With frequent prompting, however, the class soon settles to a more informal approach.
That's wonderful. Can you explain what these instruments are called? Because my children would really like to know the names, don't you? I think it's lovely.